Hello, my brothers, my sisters. It is Q, and we are back with another message for you guys. I would have loved to have shared this per video, but I'm going to go ahead and just share this through the podcast and post this wherever I can get it. All right, really quick, let's just go ahead and jump into this word. This word is something that I'm feeling in the moment. So as I'm feeling this and receiving this word, I decided to go ahead and just present it. All right. So this word, I'm going to title this. It is called "I Got to Get In Where I Fit In." I know we hear that all the time. It's like, man, I got to get in where I fit in. You know what I mean? So the reason I came up with this is because moments ago, God was just speaking to me, and he was saying to me that the only way that this can be done, where we can get in where we fit in, is by releasing that jealousy spirit of trying to fit the position of someone else, so that you can get into the position that is actually yours. You got to get in where you fit in. And excuse the noise in the background if you hear anything. I had to come out to the car. They preparing for Thanksgiving right now. All right. So I got to get in where I fit in. Again, it said the only way you can do this is by releasing that jealousy spirit of trying to fit the position of someone else, so that you can get into the position that is actually yours. You got to get in where you fit in. This brings me to the topic of Daniel and the king. Okay. And for some who don't know, I'm going to give you a little description of Daniel and the king. All right. So Daniel, again, he's a prophet of God. It's during the time of Babylon, and he receives dreams and things, messages from God as he go and he take time out to pray to God. All right. Well, during that time, there was a king of Babylon. He had a dream that upset him. He demanded that his priests and all the wise men, they could tell him what the dream meant. The king, though, however, he would not tell them the dream. He said that if the priests and the wise men really had power, they could tell him what the dream was and what it meant. The priests and the wise men, they told the king they could not interpret his dream if he would not tell them what it was. They said that no man can do that, that it was so much, made the king so upset that he became angry, and he said he would kill all the wise men in the kingdom, including Daniel and his friends. All right. However, they knew Daniel, and they knew that he had this particular thing that he could do where he can interpret things. Okay. So the king's guards, they came to take Daniel and his friends. Daniel asked for more time so that he could tell the king what his dream meant. All right. So he didn't want to tell him on the spot. He wanted to go and he wanted to pray to God. All right. Daniel knew that God knows and sees everything, even dreams. Daniel asked his friends to pray with him. So during this time, God showed Daniel the king's dream in a vision and taught Daniel what it meant. Daniel thanked God for answering the prayers of him and his friends and for saving their lives. Then he went to tell the king the meaning of his dream. So I bring this story to you because what set Daniel apart was not that he was like the others, so-called prophets, wise men, etc., right? What set him apart was that he used what he knew, his relationship with the Father, his way of what was shown to him, and because the gift was already given to him, he prevailed. He didn't try to fit in with the others. He didn't allow anything they were doing, any jealousy or any of that, to fit the position. All right. He got in where he fit in his actual position. He was able to fit the position called to him already. This is why I need you to say this to yourself. All right. I need you to speak this over yourself and say this to yourself. It's time for you to tell yourself, I got to get in where I fit in. I need you to say that to yourself, and I need you to mean that to yourself, because you need to be able to tell yourself, I got to get in where I fit in. And by doing that, you only can do that by letting go of the comparison with everybody else. All right. So we only can do that by putting aside others' gifts, others' walks, others' achievements, others' way of doing things, so that I can do it the way God is calling me. Right. Say that to you. So that I can do it the way that God is calling me. I can't take a message God gives to you. I can't take that message that God then gave to you and try to preach that thing as if it's my message. If I don't feel it if I don't feel that word the way that God has given to you. You get what I mean? So God may have me in another area. God may have me at another church. God may have me at another job. God may have me at another event, because somebody at that place been searching something he done showed me this past week or this past few days within that moment. Just life. It's just like saying that when Jesus, he went and he fed so many, the fish and the bread. Who know the story? The fish and the bread, right? And many, they got full, and that was enough for them. If I took myself and put myself in that position, how can I feed who God wants me to feed if I'm trying to feed them the leftovers from what he done showed you? My portion, pretty much, of what God is giving to me for me to share, I can't worry about the portion on your plate. What God is giving to you. You get what I mean? So again, tell yourself, I got to get in where I fit in. All right. That was a very quick message. That was just within the moment. Okay. Something quick. I jotted it down. I'm coming to give it to somebody else, because many of us need that in this season. Okay. Because this next year, as we're moving, continuing the things that will happen, that's been happening this past year, from the shortages, from the weather patterns, from so many different things continuing to happen, you cannot get caught up in what's going on around you. You can't get caught up because you're worried about, is God still going to use me like he said? Okay, I don't feel it within myself, so I'm going to go search the word from somebody else. I need you to feel this thing, because listen, if you don't get in where you fit in your position, you're going to miss out on the way that God wants to use you, to the fullness of how he wants to use you. I need you to do that thing the way that God has called you to do that thing. If he got you at a specific place, there's somebody that needs a message that he's showing you. It may not seem like, this is in the time of what everybody else is saying. Understand that whatever he's given to you, it is in time for what somebody needs, and it's going to push them into their next. It's going to push them where they need to go. And when they realize that God is speaking to you, oh my God, I needed that word. You have no idea. I don't know how many of y'all get that, because I get it a lot. And it ain't always what some prophet else is saying at the moment. It may be something that somebody needs in that moment. And I did not have an idea, but I knew I had to say whatever I was feeling, what I heard in that moment. And when I shared that thing, and then they said, oh my God, you don't even know that God is speaking to me. And I know that God is real, because he's showing you things, or he's saying something that I'm going through in the moment. Girl or guy, you better get out there. You better speak what God is saying to you in that moment. Okay. My brothers, my sisters, I pray this word blessed you. I pray that it helps somebody else. I pray that you hear this from a good place. I pray that you do not let any perverted spirit that is not of God pervert this word and put you in a place of jealousy or anger or envy or any of that type of thing. And when you need to be hearing the message itself. Okay, my brothers, my sisters, I love you guys. As always, you guys be blessed. Enjoy the holidays, all right?